What's up, everyone? My name is Patrice. I go by Miss Somewhere. I've been assisting people with recovering from natural disasters for about 9 years now. So I thought I'll make this quick video of essentials that you need if you know that a hurricane, a tropical storm, anything like that is going to hit your area. So currently, I live in Houston. I moved here to assist people with recovering from Hurricane Harvey. It is currently storming in Houston. If you are from Houston, visited Houston, you know how often it will rain, storm, thunder, things like that. So living here has made me realize there's just some items that, I didn't need living on the East Coast that you absolutely need to have here. So let's go over some quick tips. So first thing you're gonna need, of course, is food. You want non-perishable items. So this is obvious. However, if a lot of millennials are used to modern conveniences. So you're used to going out to grab a salad. I don't eat meat. I also typically don't eat canned vegetables or fruit or anything, but it changes if you are aware that you may not have electricity to keep your items fresh and cold. And so some things you want to get, and here's what I do. You want some soups. You definitely want this. You need this in your life. This is lentil soup, especially if you are a vegetarian, you don't eat meat, you don't like meat, or if you do eat meat, beans are going to hold you and sustain you, so this is good to have. Another thing also is just some canned vegetables. Get whatever you like to eat just in case you end up going a while without having cold food storage. So get yourself some vegetables. Canned fruit, or you can also buy a fruit cup, fruit cocktails. You want non-perishable fruits so that you can enjoy those over time if you go a long period of time without any sort of electricity. So that's one thing. So water is pretty obvious, but I wanted to actually share some tips. So one of these bottles is going to keep your water cold or hot. In Houston, you're going to need cold water because it is extremely hot. We just experienced Hurricane Laura. Thank goodness that the impact here in Houston was minimal. However, sadly, Louisiana was impacted pretty heavily by it. So you need water. You need to freeze bottles of water, but you also want to get yourself a couple of these, put some water in it, put your refrigerator on the coldest setting possible so that if you do lose electricity, if your power goes out, you can still enjoy some cold beverages until your fridge kind of gives out on keeping everything cold. But this will keep your drinks cold for at least 12 hours. They sell these at all your modern stores. The problem is that if you wait until there's a hurricane or tropical storm coming, you're going to have a lot of trouble trying to find these items. So just keep this stuff on hand if it's helpful. This is a styrofoam chest. I don't know if you can see that. This is very helpful. So just like everything else, supply and demand, I went to a gas station and they were selling them for $12 because everybody here in Houston was prepping for Hurricane Laura. And if you catch these at a normal time, I went to my supermarket, grocery store, it's $3. So I just always keep one on hand so that if I need to fill it with ice, you also need bags of ice, put those in the freezer. If your electricity goes out, pack it with ice, put your beverages, if you eat meat and things like that, and you're in an apartment and don't have the luxury of having an extra deep freezer or something like that, this will keep your stuff cold for a little while. You could also invest and spend some extra money in a very high quality cooler if you want as well. Some other items. This is a major key. So this is a LED rechargeable light bulb. It is a standard light bulb. You put it inside your lamp, but it has a button on it. So should you lose electricity, you would hit this, and this would give you several hours of light. And of course, if you get good daylight, you don't want to waste it on that. You would want to use this at night if you need to read or shower or do anything like that. So this is really great. I would highly recommend it. Along with that, of course, you need things like, just picking up some items, you need things like flashlights. So I know it's very simple. This is something that you can get anywhere, but supply and demand. I had a lot of trouble finding some really good quality flashlights, and most of your big box stores, Target, etc., no flashlights at all because everybody was looking for the same kind of items. So It's storming here now. It's always storming or something in Houston. So you need this kind of stuff on hand. You just never know. Here's another thing that I did find. This was a score. This is a flashlight, of course, but it's waterproof up to 6 feet. You never know. Here in Texas, Hurricane Harvey was not too long ago. Tropical Storm Imelda was right after that. And so you need these kind of items. If you find yourself in an area that floods, you want a waterproof flashlight. And also, of course, we have your, you want a lighter, you want to get yourself some candles, any variety will do. I find that if you want some light, just throughout your whole apartment, I got these from IKEA. This is 100 tea lights, and you could just put these all around and light these, and then that way, you set an ambiance at night, and you can see in your apartment. So that's that. Major stuff. If you're like anybody else, you want to have battery for your phone. Here's a couple things you can do. So I found this neat little thing at Home Depot, and it will charge your phone for up to 4 hours. They make them for iPhone and for Android as well. So pick this up. This is good to have. I was able to find it not in the area where you think, and that's another key, is that when it's supply and demand, some of this stuff you're not going to be able to find in obvious places. So this was like hidden by the register, right by checkout. I couldn't find any kind of chargers or anything there, any portable battery packs. So I ended up picking that up. Here's another key item. So because most people are going to rush to your big box stores and they're going to buy everything up. And if you're shopping at the last minute, if you work all day like I do, you're not going to get to the store and just find a supply of items. I went to Best Buy to buy more power banks to charge my cell phones. I went to Target. I went to I could just name several stores. I went to Staples. I could not find anything. Everybody was sold out about 2 days before Hurricane Laura was expected to hit. So then I was like, what other store can I go to? And I just was like, let me try Office Depot. Tons of items. Not only did I find these great power banks, you want a lot of wattage or milliamps per hour, excuse me. This is 10,000, so you charge all of these up. Pick up 2, 3 if you see them. Just keep them on hand. Charge them up if you know. Here in Houston, they were telling us to be ready to not have electricity for possibly a week. You need enough food for a week. You need enough power for a week. You need enough things to do. So that brings me to my next item. Is going to be, this is like simple, but books. A lot of us rely on our devices, and you're going to want to read and do something to help the time pass by if you do lose your electricity, if you lose connectivity with the internet, anything like that. Cell phone towers were down in parts of Louisiana, Southeast Texas. So, get yourself some books, whatever your favorite books are. Always have them on hand. A lot of people just do ebooks, but if you are trying to preserve your battery power, you would be using it to read. So always keep some hardcover books. I still like books, paper books rather, so I still buy them. I still have them. I buy all of my classics, books that I know I'm going to reread, and I have those on hand. So I hope that these tips helped you. If you like the content, if you or somebody you know or love was affected by Hurricane Laura or any other natural disaster, if you have a question, because I've been doing this for so many years, there's a lot to learn. If you're somebody who's already vulnerable and you are just experiencing a natural disaster, your home is wrecked. You're trying to put the pieces of your life back together. At this point, people who are impacted by Hurricane Laura, a lot of them that didn't even get back into their homes yet or on their streets to see what the damage is because those areas have been closed off for safety. Power lines are down. So it's a lot to take that all in and try to put the pieces of your life back together. If there's a question, if you like the content, if you know somebody who can benefit from this video, if they have a question, like, comment, subscribe. I'll put my email in the description, free of charge. If you have any questions about how to recover or what you need to be doing at this time, I'm going to be making a series of videos to help people. So thanks a lot for watching.